Should you wrap or should you not? That is why we're here today, and that is the question I get most commonly asked as an automotive YouTuber. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I'm The Real Burlacker, and today we're gonna get into that just a little bit, but I'm gonna save a lot of you some time and trouble if you're really not sure what to do. Don't wrap your car. It is expensive, it's a lot of money, and it's not gonna generally give you any value back. Now, that being said, let's hold the phone. I've wrapped quite a few of my vehicles, and I gotta say I've absolutely loved it. So if you have the money, go for it. Now, some context here. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, wrapping your car wasn't really the thing that it is today. In fact, I'm old enough to remember when putting clear bras on your vehicles was kind of becoming the thing, and now here we are into full color changes. So yes, the market has grown exponentially. In 2022 alone, in the US alone, had done $2 billion in sales, some astronomical numbers. So people are spending money to wrap their vehicles, vinyl, PPF, whatever it may be. So we're gonna get into it a little bit, answer some of the most common questions I get, because I get asked this all the time by everybody, from somebody that owns a 30-year-old Honda Civic to obviously someone else that has a brand new supercar, and they're curious, is it worth it? Should they do it? Now, the first thing I'm going to say is it's all situational, which is an obvious answer, but do you have the money or not? And when I say do you have the money, do you have the discretionary income to spend thousands of dollars on something that's not going to get you money back? So that's the key. If you got the discretionary income, let's continue on. If you don't, maybe just be diligent, be smart with your money. You'll get there, your day will come, but for now, maybe just hold off. Don't put yourself in a stressful situation just to do something cool and fun that's temporary. Now, these are just my opinions, but let's get into it. First off, it's important that y'all recognize and know a vinyl wrap is different than a PPF. PPF is a paint protection film, and a vinyl wrap is simply a vinyl wrap. It's not going to protect your vehicle quite like a true PPF. So we're going to cover vinyl wraps first and then PPFs. We're going to be quick. Keep up. Let's get to it. We're going to start with the first con of wrapping your vehicle, and the first con is it's expensive and it's temporary. Two things in one. Yes, it costs a lot of money, thousands of dollars, and it's something that's not going to be permanent. It's going to last 3 to 5 years for your vinyl wrap. If you want to modify your car and get that long-term value out of it, maybe there are some different modifications that you could do that will stick with the car long-term, like some carbon fiber bits or some performance enhancements or wheels and things like that. Those things will stay with your vehicle long-term. The wrap is temporary, which is, again, it's just a lot of money for something for 3 to 5 years. It's not going to add any value to your car, pretty much. Effectively, take 5 grand out of your bank account, glue it to the car, and then in 5 years, take that 5 grand, peel it off, crumple it up, and throw it away or burn it. That's basically what you're getting out of a vinyl wrap, except for from year 1 to 5, the joy you're going to get out of your unique and custom vehicle. The third reason not to do it is because it won't fix the reason you want to wrap the car in the first place. A lot of people that ask me about it, they want to kind of cover up the crummy, rusty, dingy paint that they already have in their vehicle. You think that like this vinyl wrap is going to make it look a little bit newer. Say you got a 20-year-old Civic, you don't really want to put a lot of money into it, but you would like to drive around in something that doesn't look like a trash can that's been beat up and bullied for 20 years. Well, unfortunately, the vinyl wrap is not going to do that. If your paint is not great, if it's not smooth, if you got dents, if you got dings, if you got rust spots and imperfections, the vinyl wrap is not really going to cover those up, because it's going to show all of those blemishes through the wrap, and it's not going to look good, and it's probably not going to stick in certain spots either. So unfortunately, if you're looking to make your car look a little bit better while you stretch out another 50,000 miles from your 20-year-old Honda Civic, the wrap is not going to do it for you. It's going to cost too much, and it's not really going to fix the appearance, because again, the blemishes are going to show through. But I do say this, I respect the crap out of you if you're still driving your 20-year-old Civic, because you are being financially smart, responsible, you're doing the right thing. Who cares what you drive? As long as you're getting other financial benefits from driving that, that's what's important. Keep it up. Now, don't worry about all this. Stay true to who you are. If you want a nice car at some point, someday, you're gonna get there. Your time's coming. Now, the last negative Nancy comment I'm gonna make is sometimes when you wrap a vehicle, they take panels, bits and pieces off to get that vinyl wrapped around the edges. And when you do that, sometimes those panels don't go back on flush like they were before. And then when you unwrap it, you gotta take those panels off again, be able to get the vinyl around unwrapped. So it's something to keep in mind. I wouldn't say it's a true reason not to wrap your vehicle, but definitely be aware, because I've got some bits and pieces on my GT350 that don't fit quite flush like they were before I wrapped, unwrapped, or wrapped that vehicle. Now, obviously, every shop is different as well. So some shops may claim perfection with your panel pieces. I don't know. I'm just telling you some of the experiences that I've had. Just keep it in mind. Other shops don't take any panels off at all. Now let's get into the reasons why you should immediately go wrap your vehicle something cool. First and foremost, the reason to wrap your vehicle is it's dope. It's fun, it's unique. It's a way to make your car just truly yours. It's a lot cheaper to wrap a car than it is to custom spec a vehicle from a dealer. So if you want that unique look, but you don't want this dealership custom unique spec, wrap your car. And subset item to that is it's cheaper generally to do a quality wrap than it is to do a high quality paint. So again, you want that unique look that's a temporary look to help you be able to resell the vehicle in a few years. Do a fun wrap. You don't need to worry about repainting your vehicle or some wild spec from the factory. The wrap is the way to go because there's virtually no limit to the creativity you can have with wrapping a vehicle. I mean, you could do a purple plaid Gen 1 Raptor that everyone's going to say, what the heck is going on? But you also don't have to worry about repainting it when you want to resell it because you can just peel off the wrap. You can do Blue Angels, Shelby GT350. Again, custom, unique, one of one. Did it the way that I wanted to do it. And when everybody hates it, all you got to do is peel it back off and you're back to stock, baby. So the wrap, you can go bold, you can go wild, you can do something that everyone's going to love, you can do something that everyone's going to question. And in the end, the minute you get tired of it or need a change, you grab a little heat gun, you start peeling, and you're back to square one, baby. And one more positive persuasion to wrap your vehicle is it does protect your paint a little bit. Not to the level of the PPF, but it still does protect your paint some. And for me, I will add that I'm generally less worried about my cars that are wrapped than those that are not wrapped. Because the ones that are wrapped, if I brush up against it, if I get a swirl mark, if I get a scratch, it's just the vinyl and I know it's going to be removed anyway, so I'm less worried about the imperfections of my vinyl wrap. However, my paint cars, if obviously I get a scratch on the paint, if I get some swirl marks, some hard water spots, I'm stressed about those things on the paint of my vehicles versus if it's on the wrap. If I get hard water spots on the wrap, fine, whatever, because I know it's going to come off. I don't want to. I generally want to take care of the wrap, but there's less stress there. So there's definitely an emotional value to having your car wrapped because again, you're just less worried about it. Now we've covered the vinyl wrap, so let's get into the PPFs real quick. It's quite simply PPF, paint protection film. Film that protects paint. Quite simply, that's what it is. That's what you're paying for. Most PPFs, especially historically, are clear, right? You put them over your vehicle, you get to enjoy the original color of your vehicle, but you don't have to worry as much about dings, dents, scratches, swirl marks, things like that. Now, it doesn't 100% protect your vehicle, right? You can still get a good door ding. Rock chips can go through the PPF. However, it protects your car substantially more than a simple vinyl wrap. Now, what some people do that have a lot of money is they'll do a PPF underneath and then a vinyl wrap on top. So yes, that costs a lot more money to do both of those, but they're getting the protection of the PPF with the unique color change of the vinyl wrap. You don't have to do a PPF over the entire vehicle like you do with a vinyl wrap. You got to get the vinyl to match. PPF, you can do things like the hood, the front bumper, the side mirrors, certain pieces of the vehicle that are most exposed to rock chips and dents and dings and things like that. The door handles where you kind of reach in with your rings to scratch a lot of the underneath the door handles. Those are common areas to do a PPF. You don't have to do the entire vehicle, and that part is very nice because you can protect the parts of the paint that are most likely to get scratches and so forth. Now, one twist to PPFs is obviously technology is advancing rapidly, and so now there's actually PPF that is colored. You can have just one material installed on your car, still get the protection and still get that color change. The one thing to keep in mind, and you are correct in assuming this, the material cost for the colored PPF is a lot more than just a vinyl wrap in most PPFs. So if you go that route, it's going to cost a lot more for material, but you may save money on time and labor. Now, as I've been alluding to, this is not a cheap endeavor. It's going to cost you thousands, but the range is quite extreme because there are so many factors at play here. This is why I'm encouraging you to get multiple quotes from multiple shops and keep in mind what they are quoting you, because it depends on the vehicle you're using, the shop you're at, and the material that you're using. That colored PPF is a lot more expensive than a very basic low-grade vinyl wrap, but you could expect to spend anywhere from $2,500 to well over $10,000. And again, it's a wide range, but as I mentioned, there's so many factors at play here. You really got to be smart when you're shopping this. Now, everyone that's spending $10,000, even $8,000 or more, those are your really high-end supercars, luxury cars. They're doing the high-grade materials at the most expensive shops in town. That's generally not the larger public that's getting a basic color change for fun or some PPF protection on certain parts of your vehicle. So just know you could spend a crazy amount of money on wraps or a very low amount of money on wraps. And I've done both. I've spent a lot of money on some of my wraps. My custom Blue Angels GT350, we did a custom design, custom stickers. Obviously that cost a little bit more more than the 1968 Mustang that my dad and I wrapped. We said, hey, we just want a color change, temporary, basic, don't take anything apart, just kind of slap it on as cheap as you can. So I've done both ends of the spectrum. They've both been great for the purpose they've served. You can have a lot of fun with those color changes, with those PPFs and so forth. So just know, be smart as a shopper, and you just need to make sure that this money that you're about to spend that was hard earned is worth it for you. But I appreciate y'all sticking around. I hope this was helpful. If you have any additional comments, questions, or disagreements, put them in the comments below. I'll try to respond to as many as I can. If you have any other questions you'd like me to address in future videos, put those in the comments below. I appreciate all of you. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.